Alright guys, look, no being around the bush here. This is the final, okay? Auckland City, 2 legs, which is great, because if we lose them in 90 minutes, we can make up for in the next 90. Let's just not embarrass ourselves, okay? We know we're better than them. Just don't let them win a trophy, like one that matters, okay? Beat them badly, because they are bad, okay? Just smash them, make our way through the final. Another trophy for Shaun. Hey!
Party in the streets and the city's on fire.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 100 of the New Zealand Builder Nation here on Shaun Does FM with both the All Whites and with Cashmere Technical. I hope you're doing well, and coming up today, very fitting opponent for this 100th episode. We take on Auckland City in the semi-finals of the OFC Champions League in 2034. So if you're looking forward to that coming up in today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But we got to the stage of the Champions League by getting past AS Magenta in the quarterfinals yesterday. Also snuck in a game in the Southern League against Christchurch United. So if you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it over in the top right corner. We are very familiar with Auckland City, bet them in both the National League final and the Champions League quarterfinals last season. This time they get a bit further because they didn't finish second in their group, but hopefully we can get through this one, go to a final, and if we do that, we really should be picking up the Champions League. And I have to check now because it has been a few years we have won this in a row. It would be for a 5th straight season. To be fair, good chance it could be a rematch from last season where we might take on Tawhia. So if we get through this, should be a good chance to pick up the Champions League for a 5th straight season. But before we do get into this game, we have played a Southern League game off the back of yesterday's episode. It was against Southern United, who are back in the Southern League this season these days, no longer with Daniel Arzani in their squad. He got released. That was a really weird period when Southern had Daniel Arzani, but got relegated. But a 5-1 win there, goals to De Hopman, De Villiers and Brian Davis before half-time. Thankfully got that one just before half-time because it was 1-1 with just a few minutes to go in that first half. But second half we kicked clear thanks to goals through Nama Hamadou and a late penalty to Sam Clark. So a 5-1 win there, and this is what the National League does look like going into this OFC Champions League semi-final. Auckland City, they come into this, you'll see it shortly, but hopefully I can bring it up here over on this top left-hand side, and there it is there, about halfway up. They come into this one off the back of a 1-0 loss to Manurewa, so hopefully that might suggest they're going to come to this one in some pretty average form, but maybe they were resting their players, albeit we did something similar, apart from the fact that we don't have many strikers currently at Cashmere Technical. But Auckland City suffering their first defeat since we bet them earlier this season in the Charity Cup. There's what the Central League looks like. Western Suburbs doing very well. Wellington Olympic all the way down in 9th. That is very interesting, and something similar going on in the Southern League with Nelson Suburbs, who finished second last year. Currently, they are bottom, and we are joint top with our local rivals in Ferrymead Bays, albeit they have played one more game than us and did lose one to the Dunedin City Royals. They're currently on top of the Southern League, as you would expect, but quite interesting to see Auckland City with a recent loss, and also how poorly Wellington Olympic and to a lesser extent Nelson Suburbs are getting on, albeit still quite early days in the New Zealand National League season. Unfortunately, still a few injuries as well going into the semi-final where we take on Auckland City. A couple of players have come back, as you can see over on the right-hand side, but still we're missing 4 players, 2 backups in Marcus Vinicius, who is out for 1 more week, and also coming back from injury currently. Henrik Fries is also out for around about a week off back of some pulled ankle ligaments. Thankfully, got some squad depth in those areas, so shouldn't miss those two too much. But striker currently is a big problem. Juan Carlos Castro got injured in the first leg of the quarterfinal yesterday, a pulled calf muscle. He should be fit for the second leg, but won't be for the first league, so it does mean that Mahamadou will have to start up front again, and there's because Michael James Gilbert also still out with a hamstring strain for 8 days to 2 weeks. So we are currently in a bit of a striking crisis here at Cashmere Technical. It does mean that Tariq Nah makes his way into the first team, and also going to start Mansell Dosso in this Champions League game, just because I think that Nian Kuru could use a rest, and no under-20 rules here for the Champions League or foreign restrictions. But Auckland City, hopefully, off the back of that surprising loss to Manurewa, we can pick up a result against, as I said, our recent form against them has been pretty good. If we go over to the data hub, previous meetings, we've definitely had the better of things. Once we make our way down to recent times, we have not lost the game to them in a long time. All the games between the two teams that we have managed are here in the grey. As you can see, we haven't lost one for a long time, since back in the OCL Champions League final of 2029. So only 2 losses when we've been taking on Auckland City. It's a very good record we have against them here at Cashmere Tech. Hopefully that will continue, especially in this first league from the GMP, despite the fact that we do have Mahamadou up front. Hopefully that won't prove too costly, and we can pick up a good result here going into that second leg up in Auckland. And here are the team sheets for this first leg from the GMP. You saw our changes before. Dossau at right back. We've got Nara at right wing and Mahamadou up front with the injuries to our strikers. Here come Auckland City off the back of that loss to Manurewa. They are going with a 4-2-3-1 as well, but hopefully at home we can pick up a win and take an advantage to that second leg up north. And we don't have to wait long here for the first highlight in the semi-final, but unfortunately might be in favour here of the away team in the navy blue in Auckland City, trying to make their way here into our half. There's our former captain in Jamie Fletcher, but he plays that one back there to their defence slaughter maker down their left-hand side, apparently having a very good season according to the pre-match interview that I did going into this one. But then it's a poor touch from someone there. Janssen can win that ball for us now. Mina does get in behind. Good chance there, but can't quite put that one past little Coxon goal there for Auckland City. Let's see if we can do something though from the subsequent corner. Good save there from the English goalkeeper for City. Good work there though to get Mina on the ball inside the box, but unfortunately tries to play that one into the inner box that gets cleared by a City defender. But off the back of that, another highlight, some early action here at the GMP. Good header one there from a Goldrick. It goes forward to Mina. Now Tariq Nara on the ball, of course, in here with that injury to Juan Carlos Castro. Plays out to Xavier Smith. Fizzes that one into the mixer, and Cox can't make himself big enough for that shot from Kennedy Mahamadou, and we take a 1-0 lead here at the 6-minute mark, and on the front foot early. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Of course, I think last season in the quarterfinals, I'm not too sure if it was that year or the year before, but we were 2-0 up early stages of that quarterfinal, I think it was, but then blew it late. 2-2 going to the second leg. Thankfully did win that one up at the RTA, but hopefully this time we can pick up a win here at the GMP and just make things a little bit easier. That's a good start there with Mahamadou, and again there's a highlight shortly off the back of that one. This time again a goal kick from Cox, and again we win that in the air and start to get here on the counter attack. Tariq now makes his way down that right hand side, starts to cut inside Clark on the ball. A back flick there to find Mahamadou, puts it away with a first time left foot finish, but that assist from Clark, you need to zoom in on that, I think, when we see the replay. That is some fancy pants work that from Sam Clark. Bit of flair there from the young lad who we signed, I believe it was, from the Coastal Spirit. Now he makes his way inside the box, a couple of touches to draw away the defender, and it's a lovely back flick that to Mahamadou, first time finish. Cox not quite big enough with his tiny arms, the Englishman, the Jordan Pickford twin, and we're 2-0 up already and still might be on the attack, albeit Auckland City here do have this highlight where they are on the ball, but we're 2-0 up early. Hopefully this might be a sign this season going to get past City a bit easier in this stage of the tournament. Good chance there for them though from that header, but thankfully it comes off the woodwork, continuing a good start for us in this game as we're 2-0 in front. And surprisingly, things are quieting down quite a bit. Off the back of those first 10 minutes, we got about 4 highlights, but thankfully 2 of those were goals in our favour. Definitely been the best team so far in this game through those goals. To Mahamadou, that assist from Clark for the second one. Absolutely wonderful stuff. And we go into the sheds with that 2-0 lead, and definitely, as you can tell there from the XG match story, have been the team on the front foot. Everyone out there is doing quite well, so don't think any changes needed. Hopefully we can grab a few more goals in the second half, maybe put this one to bed before the second leg up in Auckland as we're 2-0 in front halfway through this first leg. And just coming to the hour mark in this game, and I think it's now time for us to make our first couple of substitutions. Both our wingers only going fairly, especially Tariq Na on a 6.3. Also Kevin Mina not doing too well. Don't want to lose him, may as well give him a rest when he's not performing well. So Tottenham de Villiers will play out left with no freeze, and also Nathan Walker out right. While we're here, let's just show you guys the fitness here of Auckland City. Not very good compared to us. Hopefully that's something we can take advantage of late in this game, but currently still 2-0 Cashmere. And just about to make our way into the last 15 minutes of this game, so it's time for us here to make our last couple of substitutions. We have 5 of them in the Champions League, a few more than we usually do in Southern League games. Dossier going fairly, so and Kuru will give a little bit of game time to. Also Lorenzo Janssen on 6.6. We'll bring on Jamie Young in his place, and of the rest, I think Sam Clark on the deepest heart. The Tristan Tunu can come on with our final sub, still with that 2-0 lead from very early in this game. And we've just made way into the last 5 minutes of this game so far. No highlights in the second half. It's been a very quiet affair since the 10-minute mark, which is a bit unfortunate. Just was thinking there about going attacking, but as I was about to do that, there is a free kick here. And unfortunately, de Hotman de Villiers can't quite cut out that ball before it finds Ukic. Interesting to see that he's out rightly up front for Auckland City. That could be a reason Wellington Olympic are struggling so bad. If it's the same Dominic Lee who was at Olympic, that might be the reason they are down near the relegation zone of the Central League. But thankfully, that ball from Ukic was too deep and we get it through Hawkins, and now try and do something here down the other end. One more goal would be really nice going into that second league, just as long as we don't concede. Now Smith plays that one forward to de Hotman de Villiers. Good tackle there from Ford. Thankfully, do keep hold of the ball. Turn of the air. We'll find Mahamadou with a back flick. We're getting some really fancy stuff in this game from our players, and Mahamadou, that is one heck of a way to complete a hat-trick in a Champions League semi. Old Coxon goal. We know he doesn't like a semi, but that is some good work there. Mahamadou with a hat-trick, thankfully, not missing Castro too much. That is a ridiculously confident finish and could already put this tie to bed 3-0 late in the first league, and especially if we score from this late corner here, looking for Smith at the far post on a yellow card. That header goes well over the bar, but that will do it for this game. Kennedy Mahamadou with a hat-trick, and what a way to complete it with a back flick, of course, in the first half. Very fancy assist as well from Sam Clark. For that second goal, we turn on the style here as Mahamadou picks up a hat-trick, and that really should take us already a long way towards this season's Champions League final. 3-0 in front going up to the RTA against the team that we do very rarely lose to here at Cashmere Technical. We'll come back shortly, recap a game from the Southern League and get stuck into the second league these days in a strong position to make it on the final as we're 3-0 in front. And we've gone for the week and we're about to get stuck into the second league up at the Ramon Triboulet Arena, the RTA in Auckland. We have played the Dunedin City Royals in the Southern League away from home in between now and then. I've actually played them twice. First time I played this game, we were 4-0 up with 10 minutes left, won it 4-3. Then my computer crashed afterwards, so I had to replay this game before getting on to the second one against Auckland City. Thankfully, did still pick up a win, albeit Chris Kelly picked up an injury. Thankfully, nothing too serious. Otherwise, FM would just be out for my strikers at that stage, albeit not too sure if it's FM's fault. My computer crashed before. That was because I was looking at a news article on the Stuff New Zealand website that stuffed up my computer, but thankfully do pick up a win. Goal differential slightly boosted through that late goal to Kevin Mina, but thankfully we picked up the win, which was what I got the first time around, even though we did nearly blow it with a few rotation players coming off of the bench, and it does mean we are still on top of the Southern League, and Auckland City, they got back on track as well with a win. Let's just find it. They are down there on the right-hand side, 3-1 over Manukau United. So we're in good form going into the second league in Auckland City, also finding some winning form for the first time in a couple of weeks, and also lots of players coming back from injury for the second league. Juan Carlos Castro, Henrik Fries, as well as Marcus Vinicius. So a lot more options in terms of usual first choice players for the second league, which should really put us in a super strong position to be going through off the back of that 3-0 win in the first league. We'll come back shortly and run through the team sheets for the second league, where we've got a 3-0 advantage. And here are the team sheets for the second league up in Auckland. First up are the home team again. They are going for 4-2-3-1 to be fair. That looks like a very similar team from the first league. We're making a few changes because tyre bodies and players coming back. So both Nian Kuru and Sutton at wing back. Also, Janssen, DLP, our other DLP is quite tired. So Jamie Young in the cam, and Castro, he is back up front. But should be pretty safe here. Hopefully don't bottle things with this 3-0 lead up in Auckland. And so far there's been no highlights in this game, but at the 20-minute mark, Kevin Mina has picked up an orange injury, nothing too serious. But we're 3-0 in front. Think we can take things safe. Henrik Fries will actually give some game time to coming back from injury, early sub, but of course have 5 here in the Champions League, still 3-0 in front with only 3/4 of a game left. And it's taken a while just past the half-hour mark, but eventually we get the first highlight here of this second leg. We've definitely been the dominant team so far, but Auckland City there were on the ball. Thankfully, Janssen just wins that one back for us there off the back of a long ball forward from Auckland City. Now Mahamadou back at right wing for this game, plays that one forward to Henrik Fries, comes off the bench, and I'm pretty sure that's his first goal in the Champions League. Albeit now I say that, he might have scored one back in the group stage, but Henrik Fries with a big goal for us there coming on for Kevin Mina, puts that one away. Mahamadou had some work to do there to get beyond a couple of Auckland City defenders. Then a wonderful pass. He currently is just tearing City apart in the semi-final, and that really should put this tie to bed 4-0 before half-time in the second leg. Albeit maybe not so fast, because off the back of that goal, Auckland City have got a couple of shots off, and now a highlight here just before half-time. They play a ball over the top, thankfully. Teo De Niro should deal with that, plays that out to Nirin Kuru, who is on a yellow card. But if we pass forward, they're looking for Jamie Young. Good touch there from Stipe Ukic to get past our centre-backs there. Beats Hawkins, so they do grab a goal back. Still 3 goals in front, so you'd like to think we're not going to stuff things up. But Nirin Kuru here, that pass, a little bit weak. Young tries to get their card, and good touch here from Ukic to get that one in behind. I think that would have been Teo De Niro. In fact, it's McGoldrick on the wrong side there of our defence. So they do grab an equaliser right before half-time, but still 3 goals in front, only 45 minutes left. Pretty happy, and also we have been the better team so far in this game. Going to make a sub though at half-time. In fact, maybe a couple. Will take off Negan Kuru on that yellow card for Mansell Dossau. Just make sure we don't go down to 10 men in the second half. And also, probably not the worst idea here to take off Juan Carlos Castro coming back from injury on a 6.5. Mahamadou hat-trick in the first game. He can do a decent job up front. The Tariq now can come on and play right wing. That saves 2 subs for the second half, but Auckland City need a big comeback, 4-1 in front on aggregate with 45 minutes left. And just shy of the hour mark, the first highlight here of the second half, and it's a goal kick again here to Auckland City, but this time actually finds his target in Stipe Ukic. But again, great work there from Mahamadou to win that ball back for us this time, and now Fries starts to make his way forward down the left-hand side. Fizzes that one into the mixer, and Mahamadou, who currently has had a hand in every single goal we've scored in this tie, that makes it 4 overall in the 2 leagues, go alongside that assist from the first half of Fries. That makes it 2-1 on day, 5-1 on aggregate, and that should be the goal to absolutely make sure Auckland City again are not picking up a big trophy here in the OFC Champions League. Mahamadou, really good for us so far in the semi as he makes it 2-1, 5-1 overall, albeit as I'm about to wrap things up and catch my breath, there is a highlight here from the restart to Auckland City. Hopefully don't concede immediately a swift reply, which might give them a slender chance, but definitely now they are starting to run out of time to score 4 goals, and that would just take this one to extra time. To be fair, if the away goals rule is still a thing, we would now have the advantage with Auckland City not scoring back down at the GMP, but currently they're holding the ball quite well from this highlight. Good touch there from Ukic again to get in behind McGoldrick, who's been a bit sloppy so far in this game, but thankfully that shot's weak. Hawkins can make the save. Still 4 goals in front, just past the hour mark, and in fact, can't quite catch my breath yet as there's a highlight from the goal kick. Evans, that's a pretty average clearance though, and Lorenz gets that one back for City, thankfully. Sutton wins it in the air, and Henrik Fries had a chance to control it, but unfortunately loses it. But then good work from Mansell Dossau, and he can start to get us here on the front foot down that right-hand side, albeit as I say that, Slottermaker wins that ball back for Auckland City. Now Fletcher plays it forward to Stipe Ukic, and out there to the Mohawk, Enrico Bowman, who so far has been pretty quiet in this overall tie. Starts to make his way down the right-hand side, plays that one in there to Lorenz, and finds Felipe Chavez in a fair bit of space. He'll put it away. Auckland City not behind for too long here in the second league, but still in a pretty good spot. 3 goals in front with less than a half hour left. The second league, they're certainly offering a bit more in attack than they were in the first. 5-2 on aggregate with a half hour left. And only a few minutes on from that goal that Auckland City did score, going to make some subs here. Jamie Young struggling in the cam role, so Tristan Turner can come on, and that means that Lorenzo Janssen can go forward into his more familiar role as central attacking midfielder, and also will give some game time to young Asane Diop, a foreigner, so can't get much game time at left back for us with the foreign rules in the National League. That's all our subs used. Still 3 goals in front with only 20 minutes left. And shortly for those last couple of subs that we did make, now it's a corner here in our favour. Mahamadou looking for yet another assist, unfortunately. Can't quite pick out my goal directly in freeze. Tries to loop that one to pick up a double. Cox having none of that this time. He's just big enough to take hold of that one. Pumps it deep looking for Ukic and actually finds some good chance here for City to grab a goal back, but thankfully for some reason plays that one back and we do win it briefly. Clear it away. Auckland City are back in control. Mikado played that one back there to his centre back, and now it goes all the way back to Cox, and goal goes for there to Gini, who's pretty decent against us usually, but that is a poor pass, and Freeze can make his way onto the edge of the box, pulls that one back for Janssen, forward from that deep line playmaker into an attacking midfielder now, his more natural position, and that hopefully means we're going to now win both legs here over Auckland City. 3-2, that definitely puts this one to bed 6-2 overall, albeit that has been the case now for a fair while, with the fact that Auckland City are struggling to keep up with our goal scoring here in the second leg off the back of our 3-0 win in the first leg, but Janssen with a goal to make it 3-2 in the second leg. And we've just made our way into the last 5 minutes of the second leg, and it does look like we might hold on here for a 3-2 win. Auckland City have definitely been better at home, but thankfully we do pick up a narrow win. But that 3-0 win at home in the first leg was really the deciding factor. It hasn't really felt like they were ever that close to challenging us. Off the back of that, Mahamadou picked up a goal and an assist. The other goals did come through Freeze, and that late one through Janssen. Freeze, to be fair, had a hand in all the goals in that second leg, but Mahamadou had a hand in 5 out of the 6 that we did score across these 2 legs, and that books our ticket in yet another Champions League final, and really should now be picking it up for a 5th season in a row as we knock Auckland City out in the semis. So a good way to mark episode 100 of this series, a comfy win there over 2 legs over Auckland City. Never really fell in danger of back attacking that 2-0 lead quite early in the first leg. They grabbed a few goals in the second, but even then beat them 3-2 up in Auckland and go through 6-2 on aggregate. And to be fair, the other side of the draw, that was quite similar. Tawhia must have picked up a 4-1 win in the first leg in Vanuatu before a 2-2 draw in Tahiti against AS Pirae. So quite similar scorelines there, and it does mean a rematch from last year's final. We take on Tawhia in the final of the OFC Champions League, and it is away at the Port Vila Municipal Stadium. That could be a bus trip before the Champions League final in tomorrow's episode. But if you enjoyed today's one, episode 100, beating Auckland City, who doesn't like that, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and have been enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well until tomorrow for the Champions League final. Probably a bus trip just to fill out the time in that game, because Southern League, we are already running away with that pretty early stages of the season. So until tomorrow for a bus trip and the Champions League final, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.